All right, family, thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. Welcome to Commitments Radio, the show that provides hope, healing, and help for relationships. We are building stronger and healthier relationships, one conversation at a time. So here's my disclaimer. Opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily the opinions of this radio station, its owners, affiliates, or advertisers, and the opinions expressed by the guests are absolutely not the opinions of the host, radio station owners, affiliates, or any advertisers of the radio station or Commitments Radio. All right, we have a sponsor today that is bringing this show to you. It is the House of Light Church. Discover your community at the House of Light Church. Join us for inspiring worship, meaningful connections, and a place to grow your faith. At the House of Light Church, you'll find authentic love, truth, and community without judgment or pretense. Sunday services are at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Visit us in person or join us via live stream at hoflchurch.org. You can learn all about how to get to where we are, directions, and a little bit about the House of Light Church by going to www.hoflchurch.org, the House of Light Church where you belong. All right, family, welcome to the show again, to another week of Commitments Radio. We are talking about the musical stylings of Kerri LaShawn. Yes, I know she's been here before, but I'm going to tell you, like Steve Harvey says on Family Feud, due to technical difficulties, we're having her back. All right. So Kerri is our special guest. Kerri is from Columbia, South Carolina. No, is it Columbia, South Carolina? Is that?
I live in Orangeburg, South Carolina, but I'm from Bronx, New York.
All right. So that's right. From New York somewhere, y'all. And if you talk to her for 2 minutes, you will figure that New York out. All right. So Kerri, I'm going to ask you, because I don't have your bio in front of me to read it, I'm going to ask you to just give us a little bio about who is Kerri LaShawn.
Kerri LaShawn. Who is Kerri LaShawn? So I am a vocalist. I am a lover of people. I love God. I love children. And I am a all-around good person. And I'm an entertainer.
Yes, you are. So Kerri, let me ask you this. Here's what's interesting. You said, I am a vocalist.
Uh-huh.
What is the difference between a vocalist and a singer?
A vocalist is a little bit more professional.
Okay.
With the vocalist, you have more options. If you wanted them to maybe introduce, if you wanted them to speak, and when I say speak, not necessarily preach, but a singer is someone that just can sing, and a vocalist, you're hiring them to possibly do a wide array of things that have something to do with entertainment and or music.
So would it be fair to say then that a vocalist is kind of I don't mean this to sound the wrong way, but a vocalist is really a higher level of a singer. It is not, just a basic singer, but it's someone who does so much more. Not only so much more in a program or whatever, but maybe even so much more with their voice.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And honestly, a lot of times I haven't really seen it broken down where people know or even understand the difference between a singer and a vocalist. And I don't take offense to either or, but I would rather be preferred as a vocalist, because vocalists, you do get more with that.
Okay. And it's really interesting because if someone would have asked me, right, is Kerri a singer or a vocalist? In my head, when I would think singer, I would think background vocals, right?
Okay.
Someone who is not the feature, but who has a strong voice, who can bring it, right? But a vocalist, I see spotlight, center stage, kind of. Is that a fair kind of an assessment?
It is a fair assessment. And also, when you're looking at contracts, they're not necessarily always referencing us as a singer. Most times when they're paying us hundreds of dollars, they're referencing us as a vocalist.
Okay. All right. Because they expect more from you.
Correct.
They expect you to be able to do more with your voice. They expect for you to be able to entertain at a perhaps a higher level. So that's really interesting. So Kerri, where did your love for singing and music, where did it even come from?
I believe, honestly, it was divine because of how everything happened. So when I was first born, my great grandmother, which is my mom's grandmother, her mom's mom,
Hmm.
She told my mom that she understood from God that I would be a singer and
Okay.
that she needed to put a transistor radio in my crib and
Wait a
allow,
minute. You know I'm gonna stop you on that one. So, all
yeah,
right, so some of y'all out there have never even heard of that. So
never.
I need you to Google it, right? And
Hmm.
Google transistor radio. It was a
Hmm.
thing, even for someone as young as Kerri LaShawn.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a
So,
minute, wait a minute. But before you go any further,
uh-huh.
I have to ask this because this thought popped into my head, and you and I were having a conversation recently, and we were talking about how things just pop into your head, and you like
Yeah.
and you go there. Here's what popped into my head when you said what you said. What popped in
Hmm.
my head was when you were born, and they pulled
Hmm.
you out of your mother's womb. You came out like, oh.
Actually, no, let me tell you that story. I was born actually at home.
Okay,
My
okay,
mom went into labor at home. My grandmother was very, very nervous because they
okay,
sent my mom back from the hospital. She was
okay.
having, contractions. They said, no, it's not time, sent her home. She
Hmm.
went to use the bathroom and she saw my head coming out. So
What?
she ran into the room, mommy, mommy, help. So she laid on the bed and my grandmother prayed and
Yeah.
asked God to lead her and guide her. And she pushed, and I came out in a water bag. And she said that she heard a voice telling her to take her finger and poke the water bag, and it broke. And I didn't come out crying. I was just looking around everywhere.
So you were singing to yourself. You're like,
Yes, this world ain't ready for me, honey. It ain't ready.
So at what point did you know you could sing?
When I knew for myself,
Mhm.
4 years old. When I hit my first note, 10 months old.
All right. You got to give us deets on that. What? 10 months.
So we were in church, Union Grove Baptist Church on 1488 Hoe Avenue, Bronx, New York.
Okay.
And my mom being a younger parent sitting in the back. And the preacher was like, let the church say amen. Can I get an amen? And instead of saying amen, I said, beat it, beat
You said beat
it,
it.
which symbolized that somebody was listening to music that wasn't gospel. Hey, I mean, she was young.
Well. Now wait a minute. Now you know how I am. I don't believe that even if you are a follower of Christ, that you can only listen to gospel music. I'm not. I
Correct.
don't believe
But back in 82, though,
that.
you're on your own.
All right, all right, all right. All right. So you started singing "Beat It."
Yes.
Kerri, what is your musical style? Is it Michael Jackson? Is it Whitney Houston? Is it Celine Dion? Is it AC/DC?
It's a little bit of Whitney Houston
Okay.
and some Aretha Franklin.
Oh, okay.
So genre-wise, I would be considered as a neo soul artist or a soul singer.
All right, I'm sorry. I have to do this because I'm sure that you appreciate this. But when you said neo soul, whether it should or not, my mind went to the recent death of Angie Stone.
Hmm.
Because Angie Stone, I thought had a
I have a story about her, but go ahead.
a really unique voice. So I just want to say
Yeah,
that she rest in peace because
yeah.
she is one of my wife's favorites, Leslie's favorites. And she is someone who absolutely impacted the musical world in so many different ways. All right. So I'm going to let you finish and then we're going to go to break. And then I'm going to
Okay.
ask you to tell me your Angie Stone story. So, all right. So you're a little bit of Aretha, a little bit of Angie. Who else? I mean, you didn't
Hmm.
say Angie. I'm sorry. A little bit of Aretha and Whitney.
So neo soul and a soul singer would be the two technical terms that would classify my voice.
Okay.
But I studied a lot of Karen Clark Sheard, Aretha Franklin, Mahalia Jackson, Yolanda Adams, Kiera Sheard, Mary, and Whitney Houston relentlessly
Okay.
as to what gave me my vocal dynamics, my poise, and how I sing today.
And so if a person listens to you, I'm guessing that somewhere in all of that they'll kind of feel some of those things, which is a real treat. And I want to talk about you singing and about your new single when we come back from break. But we're going to go to break now. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with the musical stylings of Kerri LaShawn. You're listening to Commitments Radio on WDRB Media, which is the voice of the community. We'll be right back after this commercial.